Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads web hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Everyone to another episode and another week of Aussie Tech Heads. Yes, that's right. Sit back and relax for another hour or so, and we'll bring to you the news that interests us. And we thought it might interest you, and we'll educate yourselves about some things, that's been going on. All right, the show is brought to you by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting, and you can find that at athwebhosting.com.au on the internet. So go and have a look at that if you're looking for some web hosting services. Good plans in Australia. The servers are in Sydney. I get a lot of questions about servers being in Sydney, and yes, people come across and they are really fast. So that's all right. That's the way we want it. All right, and on the show tonight we have no Will, but we do have a stand-in, and haven't seen this guy for a while. So let's welcome Eric. Hey, Eric.
Good evening, all. Nice to be back.
Yes. Let's just grab Jason in as well. Hi, Jace.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Thanks. I just wanted to bring you in so everyone knows everyone, and we can go back to Eric and say, what have you been up to, Eric?
Look, just more of the same. I've just been extremely busy and mainly lazy.
Yes, I've seen you've been overseas and kicking back.
Yeah, I'm working very hard, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's what. Yeah, I've been very busy. Yeah, I've been honkers. How was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I like my holidays, as you know, Glenn.
Yes. You get away a couple of times a year, don't you? I think. Try to.
Yeah, I've been away twice this year already.
Yeah, nice.
Only May.
Yeah, right. Good work. And Jay, you were it doesn't worry about that. I'll ask you that a bit later on. And Jace, what have you been up to? Busy at work?
Not too much at work, but we have that Minecraft podcast. Well, we decided to blow all our server away and everything, and we started again with a new system.
Right.
Unfortunately, at the same time I did that, I accidentally wiped off all of our video podcast episodes.
Well done.
So what? They're all gone.
But here's the good thing. I have to sort of thank Glenn because he wanted to get the audio from our shows for the tech radio. So last week I downloaded every episode of our show onto my local computer so I could rip the audio, so I still had copies of everything. Just because of that one reason. Thank you for that.
How good is that?
Got to upload it all again the other night.
Oh dear, how lucky are you? So you guys, you're not keeping a copy locally. It's just
usually it's on the server, and the server's very reliable, but
delete.
When we blew away the server, just the Minecraft part of the server, it wasn't supposed to delete the web page stuff. I forgot a particular setup that I had would delete those videos as well. So I've completely changed that. It's not going to happen again. Fingers crossed, touch wood and all that. But it was gone for a few days. I actually deleted all Friday, and it wasn't until after we did Monday's show, and then on Tuesday, Will tried to upload the video to the server, and he's like, it won't let me do it. And I had a look, and I'm like, well, no wonder there's no files there. Where's all our oh no.
Oh dear. So it's a VPS that you're running, isn't it? Is that right? Is that why?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because most of the time, if you're on a shared environment, you'd have a backup down at the local server would back it up.
I should start doing backups. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I keep all the shows locally, backed up locally as well, and up in the crash plan. So I've got backups all over the show.
Will said he actually had a copy of them as well, just in case.
For Justin.
So technically could have got it from him. And I know they're all on YouTube, so you can always re-download those, but they've been retranscoded and stuff. So fortunately, we didn't have to do that because I'd download a copy of them all. So we're going to keep a copy each, I think, just to be on the safe side.
I think so. And the audio one is coming to the Tech Radio, as Jay said. That is coming soon as things work. The stars align and everything happens. That's good. All right.
Yep.
What are we going to get up to? Let's get into a story, eh? Let's go for Google Glass. Now, this went on sale in the US for one day only a couple of weeks ago, and apparently sold out in record time. Now, Google has come and said that it can now be purchased by anyone in the US who is willing to fork out $1,500, but not clear for how long this will go on. So maybe there's limited stocks. The company has had a restricted beta test of the device, and as well as the open one-day glass sale last month, as I just said. Now, glass isn't fully finished. It's not a fully finished consumer product. Google is only offering an early version targeted at beta testers called Explorers. Oh, good on the Explorers. Now, I heard that, I had read a story that the glass only costs $80, to make.
Yeah, from the parts.
And
Yeah,
If they connect it to the internet and they're explorers, does that make them internet explorers?
version 1.
yeah, which means it'd never work.
Yeah, that's right. The glass fanciers could also wait until after it leaves the current developmental stage, which is likely to include consumer versions incorporated into frames sold by the likes of Oakley and Ray-Ban. So there you go. So Eric, Google Glass, does that interest you at all? Are you into these things?
Look, I'm in two minds about it because, number one, my eyes are shot. So I can only wear glasses to read.
Right.
So if you've got that thing right in front of you there,
Yeah.
I can't see that close. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
if I
Yeah.
took my glasses off and did this, I can't see that. I have to do this.
Yeah. Okay.
So unless that thing extends 30 centimeters and I'll poke someone's eye out while I'm walking, I don't know if it'll work with me.
Well, it's supposed to project a bit in front of you. So
If it can project in front of me like a heads-up display,
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. Yeah.
then it'll probably be
Up the top,
okay.
though. You have to look up to see it because it's up the top.
Right, yeah, you have to sort of glance up.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think the price has to come down before I muck around with it. It's a bit creepy, though, because you can just go into a bar or a nightclub and go and zoom in on someone and go, let's do a Google search on her. Oh, okay, so we lingerie model, a couple of arrests in Queensland, and she was at schoolies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, and
apparently.
you can take a photo just by winking. So, if
Oh, is
you'll
that right?
wink at them as you walk past. She's
Yeah.
like,
I'd like it
he
to be-
likes me.
I'd-
And you're like, no, I just wanted a photo.
I'd like it to be less obvious because when you walk around with glasses like that, they know it's Google Glass,
Yes.
right? So I'd like it if they could build it into the lens somehow. So
Yes.
it looks like a normal pair of glasses like what I've got on now.
Well, it says, the last part of that story says that it's the consumer version, which it's most likely to include the consumer version, which incorporated into the frames sold
Into
by.
the frame, but not the lens. So you might have I've got a pair of Ray-Ban aviators in my car, right? Now, I'd hate to have a nice pair of sunglasses like that ruined by a big box in the front of it.
Yeah.
They'd have to incorporate it into the lens, I would hope.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
that's
look,
it.
like anything in technology, it's probably possible. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And
that's-
apparently, Samsung is going to bring the Gear Glass soon as well.
No one's going to buy that.
Gear Glass.
No. It said, according to Business Korea, the Gear Glass will make its debut at IFA in Germany and reportedly run on Samsung's Tizen OS like Gear 2 and Gear 2 Neo smartwatches.
So
And,
you'll get a Samsung Gear Glass, and they'll load it up with all this software and bloat it, and you put
it'll
it
only
on,
work
and you won't be able to
with
see a thing.
It'll only work with Samsung phones like all their other
Yeah.
stuff, probably.
And
What
see,
about-
Like
um,
Google's Glass, which uses full glasses frame, the Gear Glass appears to combine a single ear headset with an arm that stretches out towards in front of your face.
well,
So
you see,
it's on your ear and it's
you
in
see,
your eye.
BlackBerry's
What
coming out
about-
with one too.
How much would you pay? How much would you pay if they were
How
on
much
sale
did you
now?
pay now?
For look, the car salesman. What do I have to do to get you into this car today? How much would you pay for that?
Oh,
Forget how much they think it's worth because it's not worth that. It's made in China
Maybe
for
a couple
$2.
of hundred.
Ever been out of the service station?
Yeah.
You know, the reading glasses, $2. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd like to maybe see it on par with the Fitbit things that you wear on your wrist or your
$199.
yeah, something like that maybe.
Yeah, $199. I'd pay more, not no more. Apple will come out with one. It'll be called Eyeglass. See?
It'll be
Oh, there you go.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be $1,000.
Yeah, well, as I was just saying before, BlackBerry's
That's the low end.
BlackBerry's announced that they're coming out with one called the Black Eye.
The black eye.
Eyeglass.
All right, that's
I wonder
that's
who-
it. Cut, Eric.
Oh, someone's registered Eyeglass. That'd be Google.
All right. So do you know what this is? That's when we break for 2 seconds. If you
Right.
watch the video.
He's
Okay.
cutting you off at the Googlies.
No, I'm not.
All right.
It's not editing or anything. That just means I've got to come up with another one. I might come up with one like that, which means we got to stretch it out for a minute. I'll come up with some little hand gestures.
Just do this.
What, what are you
Cut
doing?
'em off.
Standard cut.
All right.
Cut. No, let's go.
Now we're going to do this one. I'm going to mention Facebook here. I'm just writing this down to me notes for my post edit. Yeah, been keep an eye on Facebook, I hope, at facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. We've been doing games this week with the free iOS apps of the day. So I've been checking them out. There's been games, iPad games, iPhone games, and Jace over there's been doing the Android games and what notsies. So
right.
yeah, keep an eye out for that. Every day, if there's anything exciting, there'll be a free version or the actual game that you normally pay for, or app, but it will be free on that day. So check that one out. And also, don't forget the other show if you're looking into getting into the Mac side of things. It's a more detailed, more engrossing discussions about Apple and Macs and iPhones. You check out the Aussie Mac Zone. Their webpage is aussiemaczone.com.au, and you can find them wherever you're listening to us now. You will find those guys lurking around there somewhere in the same spot. All right, we haven't heard from Eric for quite some time. So, Eric, what sort of stories have been capturing your interest?
Well, I'm waiting for the Apple announcement in June. I think that's next month, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
It is next
iPhone 6, iOS 8.
iOS or 7.5. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I'm just wondering whether or not they're going to go with the bigger screen because they are losing a little bit of market share with the big screen. The question is, remember, go back, I don't know, 10 years when everyone wanted to make their phones smaller.
Yes.
And before you know it, you had a flip phone and you couldn't find it in your pocket. It was that small. And now they're
You
getting
kept
bigger
finding other
again.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, you find other things. You pick up your keys and try and answer your keys. But so I'm interested in that.
They reckon the iPhone 6 is going to have extra 50% increase over the iPhone 5's resolution. So I think they're going to have to make it a bit bigger.
Exactly, I agree. I think I heard that it's a 4.7-inch screen and a 5.5. They're going to have two.
Yep.
Sounds
Yeah.
right. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd like that.
No.
I like the size of this now.
Yep, I'm happy with the size of the 5.
Yeah, I don't want to hold an iPad to my face and get radiation poisoning and half my cheek falls off.
I like my HTC One now. It's a little bit bigger, and the iPhone 5. One of my friends got one. He brings it. I'm like, man, this looks tiny now. I'm not used to it
How big
anymore.
is that? You got it in front of you? How big is it?
Here we go. It's not too big for your hand. Fits in there nicely.
Put
Get your
it
thumb
next
right
to your
on the-
put it next to your face. Oh,
How's it
okay.
going?
That's not too bad.
Hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And something else with the iOS 8 is supposed to have for the iPad, be able to split screens and have one app on the left-hand side and one on the right if you've got in landscape.
Oh, that I like.
Yeah,
I
that'd
wonder
be
if they'll
good.
do that with a phone,
Oh.
so you could be
Well,
on your
extra
phone
resolution,
and have
sure.
it. But, well, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
But look, I think we've spoken about this before, Eric, that like with the iPhone 5 as it stands now, that you can just go with your thumb. You can go from one side of the screen to the other with your thumb, and it's all nice and easy.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Yeah, that's true.
So, you know.
I'm in the market for a new Mac. My Mac is 4 years old, believe it or not, in 6 months. I don't believe I've had it that long.
Yeah, right. Wow. So
Because
what
it's
is
still
it?
running like a dream. It's just so quick,
Yeah.
and it's 4 years old.
So what do you want a new one for?
Oh, because it's time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
4 years. I've never kept a computer for 4 years. This
Yeah.
is the first one I've kept for that long, but they last. It's clean. It's got a nice 15-inch screen. It's
Yeah.
just,
Sweet.
I have no
That's
issue.
why I finally got a new computer. I just got a desktop this time, but
Because
my,
the laptops last forever. The good
yeah,
ones.
my laptop I've still got there. It's 2010 edition of
Yeah, there you go.
MacBook
So yours will
Pro
be nearly
7-inch.
Yeah, yours will be nearly 4 years old as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Jace, what sort of stories have you got for us tonight, please?
Well, we were speaking of Google before, and the Court of Justice of the European Union upheld a complaint from a Spanish man who objected to the fact that Google searches on his name threw up links to a 1998 newspaper article about the repossession of his home. Goodness me.
Dear me.
The case highlighted the struggle online between free speech advocates and the supporters of privacy rights who say people should have the right to be forgotten, meaning they should be able to remove their digital traces from the internet.
Is he?
So the court said, yeah, sure, Google needs to be able to remove you if you want to be taken out of the search engine.
Yeah, so this is a story about it's not actually being removed from the net, it's just being removed from search.
He's being de-Googled. Yep.
Yes, yeah. So
Well,
like,
if you do a search on me, you'll find an article that I was in December 1999. So
was Rolf
should I
Harris
tell
in
him
the
to take
same
it off?
article? Was his name mentioned?
yeah, he was doing a bit of man touching.
So yes. Well, how do you feel about that then, Eric? You're happy to have these articles out there for?
Oh, look, I suppose it depends. If it's all good and you're not doing anything silly or there's nothing embarrassing there, I don't really mind. But he poor bloke had his house repossessed, and it's probably quite embarrassing. You got to save a little bit of face.
Yeah.
So
I think the question is, though, is it Google's fault that it's still online, or should he talk to the newspaper and say, take the bloody page off your newspaper?
that's right. Yeah, it's the archives system of the newspaper. Like
Yeah.
this comes up here. It's an archive from Arnet. That's where my article comes up. That's not my fault. That's not my fault or Google's. That's
Yeah, well,
that's these
people have to
people.
also remember there's the Internet Archive that archives everything on the internet and keeps
That's
it
right.
forever. You're going to talk to them as well. They might take it off Google, say, okay, you can't say to Google, okay, you can't show that page ever again if somebody does a search for that telegraph, but they're going to have to remove it from the Internet Archive. They're going to have to tell Google not to Google the Internet Archive page that's also going to have it.
Yeah, that's right.
location.
Go and delete the Wayback Machine.
Yeah. So look, I don't know. I suppose it's out there. Like court documents are there for forever and a day, aren't they? They don't sort of go away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What's
Kevin Rudd's testimony will be forever giggled at.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's having fun this week. Yeah, but
Yep.
I don't know. Look, if there's something bad about me, I wouldn't like it there. But there's not a hell of a lot you can do. I think a bit of a case of just suck it up. Like what I want to know about all these sort of little cases that get they spring up here and there. Like this guy, his house was repossessed. So what in '99? So 10 years ago, 15 years ago, his house was repossessed. So who pays for his litigation? Has he made it again? Has he bought himself another house and made so much money in 15 years that he can afford to take on Google? Like, I don't know where the source of income.
Yeah, I get you. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, you're right. In 15 years, oh well, look,
He
who
could
knows?
have.
Maybe he got legal aid or something because he was pleaded poverty.
Yeah, maybe.
Where's he from? Spain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Luxembourg.
right. Yeah, they probably paid for it. That's why they're broke. So probably paid his legal fees. Went into bankruptcy.
All right. Now,
I don't know. You're right. It's a good question.
Yeah, but it's the same.
question.
You have a look at a lot of the litigation that goes on over here just for stupid little things, thinking, why is this guy spending so much money? Where's the money
Well, here's
coming
the other
from?
thing. This is going to be like the Barbara Streisand effect. You've heard of that, where her photo of her house was put on the internet, and she sued to have it taken off. And of course, everybody copied it and then put it all over the internet before it could be removed. And now she just brought attention to herself. So
You should have
this
just done it quietly.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy has complained about this stuff. Somebody's going to find out what his name is, and then it's going to get on the internet that he's done this, and it's going to be everywhere.
Well, look, some people have a very, very a huge obsession with privacy, and they've got the money to sue. Barbara Streisand being one of them. But there are other people, like Glenn said. Where do they get the money from?
Yeah.
Obviously, their lawyers told them, "Oh, we can win this one. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Or,
know,
maybe
or
they do one of those. Pay us if
no
we
win, no win, no cost. That sort of thing.
But is it
You know, the dodgy butters.
But this guy from Spain, he's not. So he's suing Google for money as well, or he's just suing just to try and get this thing taken down. So obviously,
Oh, look, there'd be some damages in there, aren't you? You know, the damages for embarrassment, whatever.
right. But yeah, I don't know. What's the answer to that one? Who knows? But
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. But I know just.
Well, there's a complaint of Spanish man named Mario Costella Gonzalez. So there you go. His name's on the
There's
internet.
thousands
again.
of them.
He can talk to Google to have our show pulled down now because we mentioned it. All the newspapers have got the story about him having his house repossessed now. So what are they going to do about that? It's all
In
everywhere.
15
Put
years,
more attention to it.
in 15 years, he's going to sue everybody for that. What happened this week?
Yeah. Well, he might only be suing if he was successful. He's probably not worried about if he's successful. If he made his mark again in 15 years, he probably couldn't care less about suing. So he's from
Unless he's going to win, because it could be all about the money. Like these patent trolls. It's all about the money.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, maybe he's still embarrassed by it. Maybe he's thinking in 15 years, I still haven't got a Zach to me name. So what a loser I am. Now the whole world knows.
Hopefully
got
he'll be
money.
pensioned out by then.
I'm a loser.
Google's got money. We can get it from them.
Yeah, I'm a loser in 99, and I'm still a loser in 2014. That's it.
In 2029, God help me.
Bloody Google. I'm going for him.
Yeah, you see, maybe his social service has been, social security has been cut off in Spain because they're so broke.
Yeah, more than likely.
So he's gone, I need some money for my sangria.
All right. Pause. Okay, now that's that one.
What do you want to talk about next?
I don't know. I'm going to talk about the radio.
I want to talk about the 5G trials in Japan.
All right, well, that's a story I've got a picture for. All right, well, let's just come back and we'll throw to you then, Eric. All right.
No, don't throw to me. All right, okay, I'll just read it off the screen here.
Yeah, we'll just talk about. Well, we'll just kick it off.
How do you want me to kick it off? You just throw to me.
Okay, just work with me. Work
Work with me.
All right.
Work it, baby. Work it.
Jace mentioned before the AussieTechRadio.com, and you can find other great shows there. TechWebcast.info, Two Boys Talking Tech, Geeksphere.tv, amongst others. Joomla Beat podcast, amongst others. 24/7 Shoutcast server, 24/7 Shoutcast radio. So tune in. If you go to the AussieTechRadio.com, you'll find the instructions if you want to download it or stream it to your iPhone, or merely stream it from the desktop while you're busy at work. It's all there. Yes, and the new show's up every Friday. All right. Awesome. Now, you've heard of 3G. Well, you've heard of 2G. You've heard of 3G, 4G. And now, what comes next? Eric's got the answer, I think.
I have got the answer. It's called 10G. No, it's not. It's called 5G.
That's good.
There's a story coming out of Japan that 5G trials are set to begin in Japan.
Nice.
And I'll read the story here. As the market for 4G LTE continues to gain local traction, obviously Japan local traction, it's been announced that trials are already underway in Japan on 5G. NEC is teaming up with one of Japan's leading carriers, which is NTT Docomo, to test 5G, which is capable of exceeding the mind-boggling speeds of 10 gigabits per second. That's very interesting. I like that.
It's very fast.
I like that a lot.
Telstra just announced that their 4G now can do 450 megs a second, so that's half of 1 gig, and Japan's doing 10 gigs. So, if we get that 5G here, then we don't need that stupid NBN rubbish that those stupid Labour people were going on about. It's all irrelevant now. We've got 5G, goes through the airwaves.
This is it. Well, the good thing about the
200 terabytes a month, you'll be right.
Well, hopefully it'll be like 450 up and 250 450 down, 250 up for a reasonable $1,000 a month.
That's right. Well, that was the thing, wasn't it? With the NBN, when it was being thrown around back, 2007, 2008, they're saying, well, by the time that this thing gets built, Well, there'll be wireless alternatives that'll be faster. Well, I still think the NBN is still
Look,
the
I
duck's
agree with you,
guts.
but see, the NBN, if they're building it right,
Hmm.
the fiber optic that they're putting into the ground can be switched.
Yeah, that's right.
So in other words, it's doing 100 megabit up and down now. You can switch it to 1 gig to 2 gig to probably 3 gig.
And
So it's got some redundancy built in, hopefully.
yes,
But the problem is, it's now 7 years down the track since its announcement. And how many houses do they have connected?
3.
Yeah, 3 exactly. And
And they're all like
and it's
four
not,
houses
and it's
down
not us
the
3. And the problem wasn't the concept. The problem wasn't the technology. The problem was the execution. And I'm not going to get political and state what I mean by the execution or the management. Let's just leave that for another day or another show.
Yeah,
But
it's just not.
but that's
That
that's
could be
the
a very long show, that one.
oh dear, 7 years long.
Yeah.
So if they once they get this rolled out, hopefully sooner rather than later, there will be an opportunity to switch it. Look, we only need really if we were serious, we can stream in HD and have video conferencing in HD with speeds of 450. That'll do. That'll
Oh
do me.
yeah, that'd do me as well. Of course it would.
And the thing they have to remember is, like you were saying, for a reasonable $1,000 a month, that only works out to 333 midis. You have to think of it in that basis, because that's what Joe Hockey has been saying about Medicare levy is only 2 midis. So just remember, $1,000 a month for your 5G is only 333.
Costs me nothing. My doctor doesn't bulk bill. I pay $75 every time I go to the doctor.
Well, there you go.
There's a lot of
Makes no difference to me.
yeah, but you'd get you'd get like 30 or 40 back on Medicare or something.
I would get. I think I get 30 back.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but anyway,
But
like
if you go to bulk, see if I'm out of pocket 40, right?
yeah,
But if you go to the doctor and pay 7, you're out of pocket 7 to a bulk
Yeah.
billing doctor
that's right.
because he gets 33 from the government,
Government.
and your 7 still gets his $40 like he got from me.
Mm.
But you're only out of pocket 7. So look, I don't want to sound insensitive.
I wonder what doctors think of it, because they're always trying to fit through as many people in a day that they can, so they can.
That's an
claim,
interesting
"See, now there's
question.
gonna be less people going, right?
No, what one doctor said was a lot of the time they are so busy now because it's free that they don't actually have a chance to practice proper medicine and actually diagnose the right illness, give the right medicine,
Yeah,
or
right.
tell them not to come. You know what I mean? So one doctor was saying that this is actually going to be good because we don't mind having lesser patients because we can practice better medicine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it.
So keep all the people who've got a splinter in out of their office.
Well, the thing, he was saying things like, people, I've got a cold, so you run to the doctor. Take a Codral, you moron.
Yeah. But anyway, all I can say about that is, Joe Hockey refers to him as pointed in the what do you say? Middies. Well, to me, that just shows he's out
Couple
of
of cups
touch.
of coffee.
He's just out of touch. Doesn't he know we drink schooners? Like, come on.
That's right.
Come on.
No middies in. That's
don't
right.
have-
Hang on, you have pots in Queensland, don't you?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They
weird
pots.
up there. How many
And
4H
Melbourne.
pots is that?
Pots. I don't know. In Melbourne, I went to Melbourne once, and they have ponies. I think. Do they have
Ponies?
Are they the 7-ounce glasses?
Yeah, I was in Melbourne for 30 days one night.
Jason.
Oh,
And here's me looking to move there.
Yeah.
So anyway.
3 months.
So
winner.
back to the 5G. This is expected to be launched in 2020 in Japan.
All right.
So let's keep our fingers crossed. And just one other thing. You ring up next time you're on your phone to the Telstra people, Glenn. Ask them if they can switch up your cable modem faster than 100. And they'll say, I don't think we can do that, sir. They actually can. HFC3, the hybrid thingy, it can do 300 megabits.
Oh,
They've actually throttled it.
are you on 300?
No,
Have-
because they won't let me try.
Well, is anyone?
But they can do it. They can do it.
Yeah, right. But is anyone doing 300?
Look, I don't know. Maybe a mate of a mate from Telstra maybe might get it.
Well,
But I think they can do 300 down and 100 up on that cable.
Oh, well, so that's what I need. I'm not worried about the up or the down, I mean. Well, I am to a certain extent. But, like, I'm on 100 down. I don't mind if it stays like that. Just give me 5 more up. Something like that.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, look. To me, if they said, look, if you want 50 up, we're gonna have to drop you down to 50 down. I say, sweet, give it to me.
Give it to me. Show me where do I sign. But
Show me 50.
Speaking of Telstra, there is a little story here that Telstra has taken to the skies. They're trying to squirt their 4G up into the planes. Yeah,
Squirt?
Yes, squirt up into the planes going overhead. Instead of the planes squirting down, the LTE is squirting up. Now, Telstra has constructed 4 dedicated mobile sites covering Melbourne and Sydney route to test whether LTE coverage could be provided by passengers flying on planes above. Telstra was able to establish and maintain network connection on an average of 10 megabits a second. Or is that megabytes a second? According to...
Megabits.
That's megabytes, it's a capital.
Oh, no, it's a small b, so it's bytes.
Megabits.
Oh, megabits, a small b. Yeah,
Yeah.
small b.
Something like that. 10 anyway. According to a post in the blah, 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 the test used upward-facing antennas to provide 4G access to commercial flights. An antenna is also located underneath the plane. Telstra plans to perform more tests later this year as the company explores the possible economics of a countrywide LTE network of this type. There you go.
Well, that would be only cost you a reasonable $1,000 a month.
Or 1,000 a flight. So,
A flight.
yes, just the...
flight.
333 middies.
Yes.
They've had just got here the Skynet initiative. Isn't that what was in Terminator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skynet? Isn't
Yes.
that what brought the whole thing down? Don't do it, Telstra.
Yeah. Yes, but they're going to have planes all over.
Sarah Connor's going to be kicking your butt.
But I thought all these...
Connor, come with me if you want to live.
I'll be back.
I thought all these planes, you weren't allowed to use mobile phones because it interfered with the navigation.
That's a load.
Have we been...
what they wanted you to do is pay attention when they're doing the...
That's exactly
safety
right.
stuff.
That's exactly right.
Is that
It's
true?
when
People
the
be looking at their
safety stuff.
phones playing games, and then the plane crashes. They go, I don't know what to do because I wasn't watching what she was doing.
Well,
so-
look, as you know, Glenn, I'm on planes a fair bit, and they say put all your things away, turn everything off, and and they want you to like Jason says, they want you to concentrate on what they're saying about the and the nearest exit could be behind you. So, but I just get out my magazine. I don't listen to them.
Yeah, well, you'd know it off by heart.
I do. It's just, yeah, here we go again.
And what was that story I heard was it last week or something? That,
Depends on how cute she is.
but I heard a story the other week, and I didn't actually follow it up. I just heard it, but you guys might have heard the same thing. But Qantas is, discouraging children from flying with them, or they're charging them more, or there's something...
Really?
There's an issue with Qantas and children. And then Virgin come out with...
There's an issue with Qantas and all passengers.
Yeah, I think so, but it's not the way to go. I don't know. I think it must be time, isn't it? That look, I'm no bloody CEO or anything, but it must be time for this Joyce guy to maybe take a back step and step down.
I think
it's going from bad to worse.
I think Mr. Joyce should just retire gracefully.
Yeah. So you would agree? Do you agree that he could be a cause of some issues? He's just not...
I would say 100% he is the cause of the downfall of Qantas in the last 5 years.
Well, no grounding.
He's about to make 100 pilots redundant.
Yeah, that's right. And then,
I had a look at their flights before I went away, and where they fly internationally. They barely fly internationally anywhere anymore. It is such a crying shame, and I haven't flown them for 15 years because their service is rubbish. But they're still our national icon, nice national carrier.
Yeah.
And you look at where they don't fly anywhere. They just don't fly anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Internationally. It's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I think they do. They fly to 5 places: Singapore, LA. Where is it? What's it called? Dubai.
Yep.
So Texas.
Are they under any further restrictions than, say, the Virgin airline is, as in regards to what they can and can't do?
No,
because
their routes where they want to fly, they have to negotiate routes to the country that they want to fly to. The fact that they want to fly out from here, it doesn't stop them from flying from here. If they want to fly into direct flights to Tokyo, they just have to negotiate with Tokyo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then that's off you go.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a bit of a worry, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, that's...
I don't know, 100 pilots, geez.
Yeah, that's a lot. So that must... Obviously,
that's a lot.
If they're going to lose 100 pilots, that would mean, say, 100 flights. And so therefore...
Well, it'd be more... Well, it depends, because most flights, like a long-haul flight would have, like a Sydney, Dubai, London would have 4 pilots on board.
Okay.
They do the split shift, and
Yeah.
then they might have a reserve in there as well. But so that's at least 20 flights
Yeah.
a week. If 5 pilots per plane, that's 20 flights per week they're going to cancel.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to put our heads together and see what we can do to help Qantas. All right. That one there. Now let's go with... Oh, look, I've got one here. Let's go with this one. Microsoft. We haven't had a Microsoft story tonight, have we? This week, I mean. Let me start that again. Let me start that right a whole lot because it's only just a little bit.
Cut. He said tonight.
Oh, then I'll go this week. What a cop.
It's not night time at 10 in the morning. Glenn, what's wrong with you?
Oh, it looks like it. I had a big night. Okay, here we go again. I don't think we've mentioned Microsoft this week, but I've got another little story here, and it is a Microsoft story. Now, Microsoft extends Windows 8.1 update deadline. You might have remembered from a previous show that if you do not update your Windows 8.1 to Windows 8.1 Update 1, then you will not be getting any more security updates. Yeah, that's right. They called the 8.1 update 8.1 Update 1.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really...
You know what? I got to give it to them. Their naming conventions are just as hideous as they were 10 years ago.
It's out of control. They're just trying to squeeze
Wouldn't they call it Windows 8.1 Update A?
You'd think that'd be probably
Well,
more
Part
logical.
1?
Yes.
It's like when they announced they were having the Windows Phone 7 phones. Because it's running the Windows Phone 7 operating system, so you had to call them Windows Phone 7 phone.
Why don't you call it Windows Phone Operating System 7?
Yeah.
Or System 7?
These are the
System
guys...
7, that's probably copyrighted by Apple.
See, these are the guys...
No, iOS 7.
These
No,
must
they
be...
had System 7, System 8, System 9, and then OS X.
Damn it. Damn those guys. But these guys... These Microsoft guys must be behind the PIN numbers. You know, they must just think every time someone says PIN number, they go, we made that up. Because personal identification number. That's right.
PIN numbers. Or when people say, and I do this too, ABN number.
Yes.
It's an Australian
ATM
business
machine.
number.
Yeah.
ATM machine.
Did
Or
Microsoft...
your ATM machine, that's right. Or TFN number.
Yeah,
Tax
that's
file
right.
number.
Yeah, the ATM.
Why is everyone stuttering?
But anyway, back to the update one. It was it was released in April, and Microsoft said if you guys do not update to this, then you will not get any more security updates by now. You would, like the ones that came out last Tuesday, you would not get those. But anyway, they've extended it to the end of June. To the 10th of June, actually, to the 10th of June. So you've still got a little bit of time. But it would amaze me why, if you're on 8.1, why wouldn't you update to 8.1 update 1 update? So
Well, they're good at flip-flopping. You know, they said they were never, ever, 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 ever going to do any more updates to Windows XP. And then a couple of weeks ago, there was this massive flaw in XP, so they had to issue.
Why do they just call it flip-flop? Windows 8.1 and flip-flop.
But apparently there's people, why they've extended it, is people are having issues updating. Like the updates are not working. They're being installed and they're getting rolled back because they failed. So
that used to happen with Windows 7 as well.
So there must be, I'm not sure what is going on there even, but I
But
found...
see, Windows 7 is so stable now that I don't want to change. It is so stable, it is not funny.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Look, I would... Look, my Windows 8's pretty stable. I don't have any issues at all with that. That's fine.
Except for your audio issues this week.
Yeah, but that was different because I actually unplugged everything.
There was user error.
Yeah, and then
Right.
when I plugged all back in again, I might have plugged it
Good of
initially.
you to take the bullet for Microsoft anyway.
Oh, that's what I do. Yeah, so he directed. So the guy said that if you got any problems, the Microsoft Office has directed you to Microsoft articles and the Windows community forums. There's links in the show notes where he's directed you to if you're having troubles updating to the update 1. But I'd say, look, sometimes I do updates on other machines and all this sort of stuff. And so, yeah, sometimes the updates do fail. But I find you just restart it, and then after restart, you can just
Run it again.
continue on with the updates. That's right. All right, Jace, what have you got for us?
Well, we've been speaking of Microsoft flip-flopping, so we might as well stay on that track there. After sticking to its guns for only 6 months, Microsoft has caved into pressure to sell the Xbox One without the Kinect camera. As of
Why?
June 9, because everyone's buying PlayStation 4, nobody's buying the Xbox because it's more expensive.
Oh, so now they're saying you're going to put the Connect with it.
You can buy it separate if you want to,
Right.
but it won't come built in. So as of June 9, Microsoft plans to sell the Xbox One in Australia for $499 without the Kinect sensor, slashing $100 off the entry-level price and undercutting the PlayStation 4. They're going to sell it as a standalone accessory, but there's no price for that yet. But if you're
It's an
keen on
ugly
the,
looking unit, though, isn't it?
yeah.
God, they've got no aesthetic.
And more games
They
coming
need a Johnny Ives in there to design it. They've got
Exactly.
Billy Brown suit, the accountant, designing their crap.
Who? Billy Brown suit.
And the other backflip they're doing is they're scrapping the need for an Xbox Gold Live subscription to watch video services such as Netflix and Hulu in the US or QuickFlix and Foxtel Play in Australia. So you'll only need the Live Gold membership for online multiplayer gaming, but you can watch all the videos now for free
Nice.
for the cost of quick Netflix and QuickFlix.
Yes, yeah. Now the Xbox, look, I've got an Xbox. I don't particularly play it too much, but yeah, it's not too bad, I suppose. Does the PlayStation come with some sort of face recognition, body recognition?
No, well, not the one I've got. I've only got the PlayStation 3, which I've had for 8 years.
Yeah,
Before it's got like a Kinect Center type thing, but you buy it separate from day one, which is why it was cheaper than the Xbox. And Microsoft's like, nah, everyone will buy the Xbox, even if we make them pay extra to get the Kinect. And people were like, actually, no, we won't. And in fact, there's like 2 to 3 times more new titles coming out for the PlayStation 4 compared to the Xbox. And the Xbox was only released in 14 countries at the start, and the PlayStation 4 was practically worldwide. So that's another reason why people are buying it, because if it wasn't there, you couldn't buy it, right?
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, so good stuff. So Eric, you've got your PlayStation 3.
Yes.
And what do you got, Jace?
Yes.
What do you muck around with?
Xbox
Anything?
360.
Right. Have you got I got the one without the hard drive in it. So the cheapie.
Oh, okay, the arcade one.
Yeah, but
That's the Xbox 360 without the hard drive in it.
that's right.
Mine's got 250 gig hard drive.
I prefer the Xbox, to tell you the truth. I think there's more titles available for the Xbox.
Yeah, right.
Only
For
got
the
PlayStation
360 maybe, but not for the one.
Why do they call it Xbox One? It's like they're going back to the beginning.
Because it's the one Xbox that you want, right?
Because are they trying to follow Apple with the whole, iPhone 1 and iPhone 2, iPhone 3, 4, 5, 6? They think, we got to jump in on this.
They're following the Microsoft Windows that went from like 3 to 95 to 98 to XP to 2000 and then back to 7 and 8.
Or ME.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? I don't like the name. I don't like how it looks. It just looks butt ugly.
Yeah. Xbox One. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know why.
I think if I ever did go an upgrade, I'd go to PlayStation 4. I was talking to one of the guys at work today. I was like, when are you getting your Xbox One? He said, no, PlayStation 4.
Yeah, right.
He's got Xbox 360. But
can't you do more on the PlayStation, as in I think with Xbox you got to pay, what is it, $120 a year for your membership, and PlayStation you didn't have to, or something like that?
For multiplayer, but PlayStation, you need the PlayStation Network subscription as well for the 4. You didn't have to so much on the 3, but you do with the 4.
Yeah, it used to be that subscription used to be free on the 3. That's hard to say, but not on the 4. But I've just looked at the pictures of the PlayStation 4 here now. It's also very ugly.
Yeah, they're not that much different, are they?
Just awful. You got the one with Ferrari colours. It's a bit of a, I won't say.
All right.
Yeah, so
well, we're gonna have a look at some Ferraris, and cool. We'll see what we can find. We'll be back in a sec. All right. Now we're up to this one. What are we up to? This one, 40. Is that right? All right. Now, give me back here.
He's going to watch Microsoft Surface event next week.
Oh, what, at 1 in the morning?
Surface 3.
Surface 3. I know who will watch it. The 6 people that are going to buy it.
Yep.
Well, hang on, we haven't got to that story yet.
Many. Whoa.
Now, look, we were talking about Xboxes and PlayStations. I'll tell you one person that's not going to buy one, and that'd be a guy called by the name of George R. Martin. What the hell that stands for? I don't know what it is. But anyway, George R. Martin. Do you know why he's not going to buy one? Because he still uses DOS. How good's that?
Why?
Well,
WordStar.
Yeah, well.
Oh, God, WordStar. Word Perfect.
Oh, please. Now, George R. Martin is the guy behind the authoring of Game of Thrones. He said he did not want a modern PC that amended his writing as he typed. We probably could turn the autocorrect off. He said he kept a second computer for browsing the internet. Oh, he's on top of it, isn't he? He is actually on top of things.
Yeah.
He can afford 2 computers, that guy.
Yeah.
He says, I hate some of these modern systems. Oh, is this guy 80? I hate some of these modern systems where you type a lowercase letter and it becomes a capital. I don't want a capital. If I'd wanted a capital, I'd have typed a capital. I know.
In defense of the autocorrect, if it corrects it to a capital, it's probably because it's a name or a city name or a street name. So, hello, the computer's right. You are wrong.
He has
Mr. Martin.
He has a writing computer, which is a DOS machine. A DOS machine. There you go.
How's he back that up with floppy disks?
Oh,
Probably.
Maybe he's writing Games of Thrones and he's saying, oh, yeah, script 1 and so, enter and cut and power outage. Start again.
It'd be interesting to know. Who watches Game of Thrones? Anyone here?
Not me.
I'd be interested.
The first 2 seasons.
I have watched a few.
I don't want to watch anymore.
I've only probably watched half a dozen episodes.
Yeah.
For the articles. I only watch it for the articles.
It's good for the articles, that one, isn't it?
I'd be interested to know if the episode titles were like really short words, because you'd have to fit them into the DOS 8.3.
Only 80 characters wide.
He'd go, this episode I'm going to call the Birth of Queen Mary, and he starts saving it. No, file name too long, so we'll just go birth dot
Queen
word
birth,
star or whatever it is.
birth.qm.
Whatever that
and he
is.
said because he makes up a lot of weird names for his characters, kept on trying to autocorrect that, telling him it was weird spelling. So he's like, screw that.
Oh, that's why. See, it's the autocorrect on the weird city names and the implements that they use.
Yeah, well, look, he uses WordStar and like fair income. Like, if you go on Google WordStar and have a look at a screen capture of it, it's just so
it's horrid.
It's
just horrid.
It's pretty bad.
Word
If I
Perfect
wanted to go-
5.1 or nothing. Come on.
If I wanted to go back to the 80s, well, I don't. So forget that.
So, and look, I thought I'd bring this story up because I've also got another little. I was searching around the internet through the week looking at laptops, and I tweeted this because I sat back stunned when I saw it, and I was looking at the Asus range of laptops, and here we go. For you guys fortunate enough to be watching on the video, I'll put you my little screenshot of the Asus laptop spec page, and as you can see, the operating systems it will take: Windows 8.1 Pro, Windows 8, and DOS. There you go.
Not Windows 7.
DOS is not dead. DOS is still alive. I want to ring up. I might ring up Asus.
I would buy that laptop and give it to Mr. George R. Martin.
I think what happens is I think his mother was pretty forgetful when he was born, and the doctor just says, what are you going to name your kid? And she just went, George Martin. Yeah,
He was a stutterer.
You forgot her last name.
He was a stutterer.
But anyway, so that's George R. Martin. What else have you got?
So you're in the market for a laptop, Glenn?
No, I was looking for a customer, for a client. He was looking for some laptops, and I helped him out, source them.
Asus are pretty good, aren't they? Apparently, I didn't know this. I was listening to a podcast during the week. Asus apparently make a 4K screen, like a desktop screen.
Yeah, right.
4K.
There's a few people doing it now.
And apparently Dell do as well.
Yeah, one of my friends bought one from eBay. He's in Queensland. eBay had a sale, $500 for 4K screen,
You're kidding? Wow.
including shipping. He bought it instantly, and he loves it. He's like, I don't know how I can go back to anything smaller now.
So what does he
Move
do with
to,
it
here we
though?
go. Oh, look, Kogan.
Minecraft.
Kogan's got a 4K screen, 55-inch 4K screen for 999.
Yeah, any good though?
Kogs.
Good old
Kogs, you're a
Kogan.
legend.
Ruslan. But is Kogan?
That's amazing.
Kogan's heroes.
But like, because I know Kogan used to have the 3D screens when they were coming out, and I don't know if they were.
I don't trust Kogs.
Top-notch
I'd order something for 99. I'd get a box full of bricks.
Kogan bricks. They'll have his brand on it.
Yeah, you
Well,
just
that's cool. I'll pave my driveway.
you get
Yeah.
4,000 pins. Yes, there you go. All right, so all right, Jace, what else you got for us, please?
Well, talking about old computers, have you got a cool £10,000 burning in your pocket?
No.
Yes.
You want to own a piece of
Oh,
computing history? If you answered yes, then you could be a proud owner of the iconic Jupiter Ace brand.
All right.
Anyone's ever heard of that? The Jupiter
Nope.
Ace was a British.
Well, that's what he wants. There's no bids. That's what he
Yeah.
wants.
Mm.
We'll
Yes.
see how much what he gets.
You should start at $1 and see how it goes from there. But it was a British home computer in the 1980s to compete with the ZX Spectrum. It was made by some guys who built the ZX Spectrum 81. And it came with 3K of RAM, expandable to 49K. Not megs, not gigs, kids. This is kilobytes.
You
It
could-
only had one video mode, text only, which displayed 24 rows of 32 columns. But the problem was the programming, the programming language wasn't BASIC, which everybody wanted to learn and was a thing at the time. It was Forth. Everything had to be written in Forth, which people didn't see that as a future language that people would be using commonly outside of school. So nobody ended up buying it, even though it was faster and probably a little bit more superior than the ZX81.
Now things I think must be pretty tight over there in England, are they? Are my eyes deceiving me, or does that thing is not coming with a monitor? You got to supply your own monitor. That's a bit tough.
This is back in the day, you didn't get a monitor with your computer.
You got a TV. You got a TV set, haven't you, Glenn?
Oh, somewhere.
It
Yeah, well,
probably
what's your
wouldn't
problem?
accept. Does it have a RF?
What's your problem?
video input?
I know. Oh, that's what Jace was just saying. He goes, yeah, I bet he doesn't not chucking in the RF converter either.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're plugging
I'd
into
be
your
spewing.
HDMI TV.
Yes. Oh, that's no good. I'd be getting him to throw that in.
That's an ugly computer. 10,000 pounds. I'd buy a car before I bought
Well,
that.
it's not the compute, just the computer. You get the Jupiter Ace brand logos and everything. You own everything that.
Oh, right. Okay. So you own a company that no one cares
The
about and
rights.
no one will ever start up again. Okay, good.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
You can put it.
That makes it all better, right?
Yeah.
How much would you pay? Huh?
$1.
Put it on the next space shuttle and drop it off at
Pay
Jupiter.
me $1.
All right.
There was a computer museum that wanted to buy one off eBay. I noticed when I was doing a Google search about the Jupiter Ace. So maybe they can, once they find nobody is actually interested, they can donate to the museum, keep everyone happy.
I reckon donate it to the museum down at Sydney here. What's that called again? Oh, God, I can't remember the
Sydney
name of it.
Museum.
Just like the
Whatever.
Australian Computer Museum or something.
No, they've got one. They've got one down. I can't remember. It's near that place. Or whatever.
Yeah, down there. Google it.
Powerhouse.
Google it.
Powerhouse. There you go. Thank you.
There you go, the
That's all right.
powerhouse. All right. Well, we'll see. When's that auction end? Does anyone know? I can't read that, but when does that? Because it's on a small little.
Maybe when it's sold,
When it's sold.
which is never.
Yeah. What a joke! Imagine the eBay fees on that though for that
I'm
thing.
left 3 days from that screenshot.
Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Well, if you care, you can find the link in the show notes. Go and keep tabs on it.
Not good.
All right. Stop.
Not good.
Is that gonna?
Jupiter Ace Project.
2 days and 23 hours to go. Come on, guys.
Oh.
Still no bid, strangely enough. What's going on?
Oh, what a... Geez, £10,000. That's cheap at half the price.
Yeah.
What's the problem? I can't even find it on eBay. Is it? It's not eBay Australia, is it?
Co UK.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's why. That's why I can't find it.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I sent it to you in the chat.
I got it.
Do you know? Oh, fair dinkum.
Got cassettes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Only got
Three,
PlayStation.
360 maybe, but not for the one.
What do they call it? Xbox One.
Now,
That sounds all right.
Oh, there it is.
do you know?
What? There's one guy selling it here. Oh, but he doesn't, not the brand. He's just selling the computer for $8.99.
Yep.
You make one mistake. This is why I don't like Apple. You make one mistake.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, nothing.
Don't,
Come
just
on.
don't be a girl.
No, no way. This
Just because
happens.
you're not allowed to have an Apple computer if you make mistakes.
Look,
That's right.
I'm in
I want to
GarageBand,
enter a
right?
bid of £1.
Now I'm in GarageBand. I just recorded that whole bit, right? Now, thankfully, I'm splitting them up. Otherwise, the whole lot thing would be gone. But so I record that whole bit, and then it's still recording. I went up and hit stop. Didn't take, and then because I didn't know it didn't take, I just went file save. And it goes error. Yeah, so it goes error, and then it's gone. It's gone.
Which bit?
Just that last segment. I can get it off the video, but I
Yeah,
mean,
about the Jupiter Ace thing.
yeah, but I mean, you make one mistake. This happens to me all the time. You make one mistake, and that just roots that. I hate these machines.
Well, as Kerry Packer would say, mate, don't get bitter, get better.
Oh, I've got to
He didn't
start.
get better. He's gone.
I've got to.
Or get dead.
I've got to start using like swords.
Have a backup recorder, mate. See, I do a backup recording when I'm on of the show, but I've packed up my mixers and everything, so I got nothing here.
I can pull the audio from the video. That's not a problem. But it's just going to take me now probably an extra 20 minutes to get that bit and insert it into there. Like just one mistake on this stupid thing. Geez, I'm getting angry now. I'm going to really.
Watch out.
Oh, I'm thinking about throwing this thing. We'll decommission.
No, you're not. Give it to me.
I'll
give you my
decommission it.
address. You just post it down, mate.
No, I'll decommission it.
It's a real Chris Pine of a machine, that one.
Oh, I tell ya. It's happening to me a lot. You just do one little thing that's not right, and you just
Did
lose
you
it.
reset? Did you reset your computer?
No, but I'll record the next segment. Hang on, I'll just better
You
do a
might
little.
boot it.
I'll just do a little one here, two, and just make sure this one's going to come out. One here, two. Yep, right, okay.
Juju Bean.
Just not allowed to make a mistake. Geez, I hate these things. Rightio. Righto. I've come.
The trials and tribulations of broadcasting. Are you going on right now?
In a minute.
Can I get a glass of water?
You may, and I'll have a little drink here.
All right. You can start without me, but just but don't throw to me if you want to start.
Right. Yeah, it's very annoying. It is very annoying. Like,
Bloody Apple.
I can, like, the waveform is still there. Just nothing plays. It's just nothing plays. Sometimes when I hit the thing out of sequence, or like I'll do on the keyboard, I'm trying to paste in like the little. I do little bits of music between the segments for the podcast, and I can get just on the keyboard. I'm just doing Control C's and Control V's and all that. On the Apple, you can't with the command, the command V. Well, that doesn't work, or something in the GarageBand. If I don't do edit paste, and I just sorry, I go thingo V, that just goes meep, and it turns the audio into some 8-bit unplayable file.
It's converts it.
Oh God, that's stupid. I hate it. Anyway, I'm over it now. Wait, I'll scoot across here. Scoot across here. So what's Will up to? That's 2 weeks with a AWOL. You still haven't.
Will.
You still haven't.
Got an Will.
You still having trouble with that maths problem? Teaching people?
No,
Was that another
one
one?
of my friends from work wanted to know why people get confused. I think because people evaluate left to right. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 5 is 30, times 5 is 150, plus 5 is 155, minus 5 is 150, times 5 is 750.
Yeah, but them's not the rules.
They don't have order of precedence. Multiplication is always first.
Yeah. I think you should have chucked the divided by in there. That would have really stuffed everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got
Well, somebody, where I got it from, somebody sent it to Dr. Carl and said, "You're a clever guy. You figure this out and tell me what the answer is because I don't know." People on Facebook are asking about it. And he just said BODMAS, which is the acronym for how to solve it correctly, but he didn't actually say what the number is. So for the next day, everybody on Twitter is responding with 30, 750, 30, 200, 400. And here's me messaging him going, "No, you don't do it that way. You do it this way." What? I've never heard of it that way. Well, what did Dr. Carl say? He answered it for you. Oh, I didn't see that. This is BODMAS. Here's the definition. Oh, okay. I didn't learn that way.
Oh, I learned that at school. No, I wish, Milo, I wish it was whiskey. Yeah, really nice. Vodka.
Vodka. You can only afford vodka this week.
Whiskey is a different colour, Milo. That's probably gin or vodka or moonshine.
Oh, he's back. Do you want to hear?
Moonshine.
Do you want to hear a good story? Well, an interesting little story.
I love an interesting little story.
I don't know. You might not find that interesting. I might say it on the show. Oh, I thought it was interesting. Fill up some time. All right. Let's come back with.
I saw a good one on Facebook. This girl sends a text message to her dad. "I just had sex ed in school today, Dad. You lied to me. Told me if I have sex before my 16th birthday, my boyfriend will die." Her dad goes, "Oh, he will, sweetheart. He will."
Oh, that's good.
He just lied about the method, not the end result.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see if this still bloody wants to work. You can contact us on email, Glenn, Eric, ERIK, or Jason at aussietechheads.com.au. And yeah, come on, send us an email. Tell us what's on your mind, techheads. Tell us what's going on. Look, I'll tell you a little story I read. It was a little blog thing, advertising, marketing type story that I read through the week. It was all about like the water bottle. And, you know, just sometimes you read these stories like I did and you think, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of something like that? Well, anyway, and I know people are trying to get away from the plastic water, the bottled water. I realise this, but still, put that aside. This is a good idea. Now, because the bottled water is fairly popular, this company came up with this idea, or this marketing company came up with an idea of selling advertising. So you give the bottle of water away for free, which probably costs, 4/5 of stuff all, and you advertise, put someone's label on it, like the NAB Bank or something, and they pay for that advertising, which more than pays for the water. I thought that was a good idea, and then
idea.
Get those things hanging.
I remember hearing years ago this guy, I think he was in the UK, I can't remember, or the US, and he came up with the idea that all the coffee cups that people got in their cars are just blank. And he said we could put advertising on there. So he started making the paper coffee cups, or the styrofoam ones, and made advertising labels on it. He said you can reduce the cost of the coffee, put advertising on there and charge people for the advertising, and he made millions.
I think the saying goes with the guy that came up with the idea of advertising on the petrol pump. Like just put that thing on the
remember, go back 20 years. You go to a pub, go to the bathroom to do your business after having eight pots, or schooners or middies or whatever you drink, and you'd be standing there looking straight ahead, nothing to look at.
No,
now.
Advertising everywhere.
Yep, advertising
right
everywhere.
there.
Yeah, it's all...
and you can't get away from it. No. It's right there.
And how
else would you know what condoms to buy?
But the only thing
Hex.
The only thing they advertise is don't bash your wife. That's it. That's all you see.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't go home.
Yeah, well, that's true. Don't get a skinful.
That's right. Go home with bad manners. All right, let's get back into some... some stories. Now,
what if you left home with bad manners?
Well,
this will fix it.
Yeah, well, that's right. You wouldn't be. How could you be expected to come back with better manners if you left home with bad manners?
I saw a sign today. It said "Be good," so I'm going to now.
Yeah,
I'll change my life around.
Or just quote Google: "Don't be evil."
Damn that photographic memory of mine. Yeah. Now, Mozilla Firefox, talking about advertising, this is a good segue. Mozilla Firefox wants to put sponsored tabs on your Firefox home screen. So by that I mean, when you open up a new tab, you might get the boxes of recent pages that you've been to. Well, they're sort of dicking their fingers into what about we put advertising there. So Firefox displays 9 boxes or tiles showing screenshots of the websites that you've just recently visited. The Firefox said the tests were designed to understand what the users find helpful and what parts they ignore or disable on the browser. So these tests are not about revenue and will not be collected. Sponsorship would be the next stage once we were confident that we could deliver user value. So
those boxes, they've copied that off Safari.
Yes, did Safari have that first, did they?
Yeah. But that's all right. They haven't got a patent on it.
Chrome's got them too. They just don't have advertising. They just show you most recently opened sites.
I don't know if I'd like the advertising on there. Just like the next generation of banner ads. Remember when banner ads first showed their face in about 97, 98?
Yeah.
And everyone was thought, oh, God, how annoying were they? And you go to a website and they just banner ads everywhere.
Yeah.
It must be like everyone's using Chrome and stuff these days. Nobody wants to use Firefox. How are we going to make money? Oh, let's put on ads, which means less people are going to use it. Cause they're like,
Firefox is a pig when it comes to memory. That's the problem.
Oh, it's a bit better these days. I think they've improved. They just released a new version the other week. And it seems to be...
And a phone.
I've got it now. It looks all right. It's taking up... I'll tell you how much processing space it's taking. It's still a pig. 343 megabytes. Yep. And Chrome's taking up 51.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Difference. Well, they just released a $100 ZTE OpenC phone carrying Firefox OS 1.3.
That'll crash it.
Yeah. Well, the whole operating system is Firefox now. So.
Yeah, that's right.
You wouldn't be able to run
Firefox.
You couldn't
People are complaining because it's like the original iPhone. You can't do cut and paste. You can't do all sorts of
dear.
like that. They're like,
dear.
Apple could get away with it.
2006.
These days, you can't get away with that kind of nonsense.
No, that is nonsense. Good word. Nonsense.
Go and put Firefox on that Jupyter computer. All right. Now, Microsoft is going to webcast next week's Surface event. Oh, the whole world's excited. They're on the edge of their seat.
They are, and all 6 people watching it will buy one.
They are the on-premise part of the event, scheduled to start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, if I got my sums right,
you're saying that's 100% success rate in sales there, Eric.
Will you pardon?
All 6 people are watching it and all 6 people are going to buy it. That's 100% sales for...
That's 100% captive audience with purchases out the door. Can't be any happier than that.
They can report on that the next day. 100% of people who watched our launch purchased it.
And the thing is, they would have exceeded their budget by 200% because they only budgeted for 3 to buy.
Profit.
They're a pretty confident bunch.
Now we got to go. Can you get in contact with those Chinese? We need to make another 3 of those things.
That's right. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me get out of bed. I'll whip one up for you in a couple of minutes.
Now, this is on American time, Tuesday, May the 20th. Now, if I've done my sums right, you can get out of bed and watch it on Monday, Wednesday.
19th.
It'll be Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2014 at 1 a.m.
No. You're right. Sorry, you're right. They're a day behind us. Correct.
Yes.
I'm going to get out of bed at 1 a.m.
It's like the Apple events, people get out of bed early to watch that.
Hey, look, I'm an Apple fanboy, and I don't get out of bed for Apple. There's no way in God's earth I'm getting out of bed for Microsoft.
I did once, and it was just because I just happened to wake up at that time. I was like, well, I'm going to be lying here for the next 3 hours before I have to get ready for work. I might as well see what they're doing.
Yeah, well, you might. Right. Well, that's right. If it's on, it's on, isn't it? And you're awake. But I'm not going to be sticking pins in my backside to get up. Now, that's about it. The webcast URL won't be disclosed until sometime on Monday, May 19. Oh, who cares?
Oh, don't keep me in suspense.
Yeah.
He's been saving up his money all this time.
You know what I'd be doing? Like that. I think that's a move that they could have readdressed. I would have disclose the URL. What harm does it do? Disclose the URL and just put a banner up. We'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah.
That's right. See you on Tuesday. Click here on Tuesday. Put this in your diary.
To register.
In your Outlook diary.
Yeah.
And stick on one of those little web counters that you start.
That's right.
Like
Yeah,
exactly.
2,491. So
They're really, really bad at marketing. And the invite only. It's invite only. Oh God. Well, okay. Well, that's going to be a huge line.
Yeah. So I think wasn't there was also some sort of Apple-like enticement or Apple-like thing on the invitation. I can't remember what it was, but something like
Like they just do the funny sort of graphics, and you go, "Oh, what is it? What are they trying to say?"
yeah, they said
Trying to
it was
interpret
something like we've got
They
something.
started
make it a
doing
mystery.
the clapping thing for when people walked out with a Surface as well, like they do in Apple.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they're clapping because you're brave.
You bought one. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not getting fired this week. I
Oh
get my
dear.
bonus.
Oh, that's just so bad.
We'll-
Sorry.
we'll see
Don't
ya.
like to slag Microsoft, but
see you
geez,
at the
they're
home.
hopeless.
Yeah, most expectations for the event have revolved around the smaller size Surface tablet, one with a screen 7 to 8 inches measured diagonally. But rumours of a multi-product rollout have also popped up. The rumours have been triggered by Bloomberg, who claimed inside sources told the publication that other new models, including ones powered by Intel processors, would debut next week. Well, they've got to do something. Intel processors would be probably a move in the right direction. They've got to get rid of the
Yep.
Surface RT, though. Fair income. That thing is just a brick. They've
Yeah,
got to-
that's rubbish.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they're going to call one Surface Mini.
Yep.
Probably. Why not just call it slippery?
Guarantee it.
Slippery surface. Get rid of it. Now, okay, Jace, did you have any more this week for us? What are you
Yeah,
about?
Nintendo's been coming under fire because their games don't allow same-sex relationships
Oh, dear.
in the English editions of their life simulator video games called Tomodachi Life. So we
Well,
apologize for disappointing many people for failing to introduce same-sex relationships in Tomodachi Life. I think it's same-sex marriages is outlawed in China. So they're like, well, we're not going to put it in there for us.
yeah.
And a lot of the US, it's outlawed in other countries. So they're like, what's the point? But apparently people got a bit annoyed that the guys couldn't marry their boyfriends and stuff. So they had a bit of a revolt. And so they've apologized now.
Look,
Revolting.
yeah. Look, I don't know. Look, I suppose you make a game. I don't think, unless you're of that persuasion, you're not sitting down thinking about that. Like, I don't sit down thinking about
No, you're not.
if I'm being
That's right.
nice to these people all day long or not. Like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking, I'm going to.
I just wonder how offensive is that compared to just say Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5, where you're running down prostitutes in your car.
You get points for beating up and killing them and torturing them.
So who's got their knickers in a twist?
Yeah. Well, I think as
Gotta
the
complain about something.
yeah, because I read this article. I'm not sure if it was the same one, but yeah, they came out, they apologised, and the wording of the apology upset people more. And they've said, listen, we
God, you
can't.
can't
Can't
win.
win.
Yeah, I know. They said, look, the game's been in the making for quite some time. We can't just go back and change this particular part of it to make this happen. But the next time we do a revision, or the next time with the next version of the game, they're going to make it able to be happen. But I mean,
Add it to the whiteboard.
So who complained?
Some dude in the US who wanted
Oh, okay.
to
So
marry
from-
his boyfriend's
Yeah.
Nintendo Mii character.
yeah.
Right.
But look, I guess. I suppose, like, you probably feel bad if you're of that persuasion and you think the world's against you, but I don't think the world is against you. I just don't think the world really cares.
They didn't think of.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, it's not something the majority of people think about.
No.
And like
no.
anything in life, you've got to cater to the majority, not the minority. I think everyone is sick of catering to minorities.
But you're not thinking
don't-
about it. That's
I've got nothing against these people, nothing at all.
No.
Some of my best friends when I used to work for Grace Brothers were gay. Couldn't care less. Great blokes. You go out there. I never felt threatened. I used to stay at their place overnight. Never felt threatened. They
Yeah.
never
Yep.
made a move. Nothing like that. They're just nice people.
Yeah.
But it's like allowing, just say, a particular religious group who has 1% in this country following to suddenly say, well, we're going to run this country by that law now instead of the Christian Judaic system that we follow now.
Yeah,
We
but-
have to rule by a majority. You have to please the majority of the people most of the time, not the minority of the people most of the time.
Yeah, but I think,
Yeah, I think like Glenn was saying, when you've been thinking about making a game, you're trying to get the game mechanics right, make it enjoyable, add in certain features that you think
For the
people will
majority of
like
the people, that's right.
coming back. And you're not like, wow, we should think about making them gay.
yeah, you're
Just
just not
not-
thinking
doesn't
about
come
it.
to
Look,
Like,
there is
like,
one.
how
Look,
do
I'll
we
tell you
go
what.
like-
If the guy's that upset, about a game not doing that. Go and buy Sims.
Yeah,
Because they can do that in Sims. You can have boyfriends, girlfriends, transvestites, you name it.
Oh, I think. Look, I think it doesn't matter what demographic of the society that you're in. You're always going to have the whingers. It doesn't matter where you come from.
It's probably some guy called George used to be a president from Texas. Is that who was whinging?
So it's always going to be someone.
Allegedly.
And it's just
Allegedly.
And
I said probably.
And unfortunately, I think sometimes for whatever reason the media just likes this sort of story. And then
they love a beat up. They love a good beat up. The
it
media, because they're not really journalists anymore. They're just more what would you call them?
Beat ups, sir. Beat uppers.
Crier. They're just the town crier. He ye, Tamagotchi.
They're a bunch of Christopher Pines.
That's right. Yeah, you're a massive ankle.
All right. Well, on that low note, I think we should wrap it up. That's the end of the show. So, Eric, good to see you again. Hope to.
Thank you, sir. Much enjoyable. I should do this more often. I will try and make time.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. And Jace, thanks for coming in. And we'll see
you next week. Don't forget to watch the Obsidian Loft Minecraft podcast on YouTube and podcast applications everywhere.
All right, good stuff. And hopefully we'll be seeing you guys as well, and you especially. All right, so until next time we meet, probably next week, it's bye from all of us.